There are parts of the world where few of us would dare go. Where terrain is tough and temperatures unforgiving. And where mysterious myths and infamous legends still linger in the shadows. I'm Francesca Chiorando, and I'm on a mission to discover some of the most treacherous corners of the globe.
Dangerous!
Yeah, sorry! Ah!
Some scary, and others dangerous.
Genuinely thought I might die.
Places where the landscape has shaped its people. Are these really some of the most challenging places on Earth?
This place hits every single one of your senses with a sledgehammer.
And what will I discover when I get there?
Introduce yourself to the spirits of the house.
I'm Francesca. I wasn't expecting this at all. This feels very strange. I'm in the USA, where I've heard reports of strange happenings deep in the state of Massachusetts. These mysteries are concentrated in an area named the Bridgewater Triangle. Now, I've heard of the Bermuda Triangle and its mysteries, but the Bridgewater Triangle? Yet many believe it rivals Bermuda for the number of sightings and reports of unexplained phenomena. The New England state of Massachusetts is located in the northeast of America. It's the location of the area known as the Bridgewater Triangle. The Bridgewater Triangle is thought to have some of the most diverse and highly concentrated areas of paranormal activity in the world. I'm about an hour outside of the city of Boston in a place called Bridgewater, which is at the heart of the triangle. It covers over 500 square kilometers and includes swamp, forest, and towns. So I think I'm going to need some help if I really want to understand this very mysterious and potentially terrifying place. Although I'm a skeptic at heart, I'm intrigued by the paranormal. So for now, I'm willing to keep an open mind.
Hello, Francesca.
Hey, how'd you do?
Welcome to the Bridgewater Triangle.
Thank you very much.
I've got some stuff to show you.
Okay. Local Massachusetts resident Jeff Belanger is a writer and paranormal investigator. He's an expert in all things strange and spooky, so well qualified to give me an introduction to the Triangle area. In the local library, the shelves are full of books on the subject. This is starting to seem more real, and there's a lot to take in.
The area we're talking about is huge, and it's filled with ghost stories, UFO sightings, monsters, Bigfoot, strange cult-like murders, and more. So much mystery in this area we call the Bridgewater Triangle.
Let me just get my head around the idea of this triangle, so we're right in the heart of it.
We are. Let me show you. Let me show you the map.
The phrase Bridgewater Triangle was first used in the 1980s. After collating together reports of the high level of unexplained events, cryptozoologist Lauren Coleman noticed there was a natural triangle connecting the towns of Abington, Freetown, and Rehoboth. Do you believe?
I absolutely believe.
Do you think other people believe it as well?
I promise you other people believe it. I mean, this makes the papers. Look, we've got clips dating back a long way. You've got this subject making the news repeatedly. It doesn't just come up in Halloween. UFO sightings, Bigfoot.
This is getting weirder. And Jeff sounds completely convinced. I'm wondering why. Has he witnessed anything himself?
I've seen things I can't explain. You know, I remember being 10 years old, and my dad was closing our fence in the backyard. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and he screams, "Jeff, get out of here right now." I mean, my dad's not the screaming, bloody murder type, and I come running downstairs. "What's up, what's up?" He said, "There's a UFO in the sky right there." And I went, you're crazy. And I turn up the hill and I turn around, and there's this great ring of lights in the sky.
Really? A UFO? So this is the most concentrated area of paranormal activity in the whole of the US.
I think that's fair to say.
Do you think I can expect to experience anything?
Lightning does strike. It could happen.
I guess it could. Will I feel or see something? I haven't been here long, and on the surface it all seems, well, normal. Yet I do keep thinking about those headlines. Sightings in the swamp, murder in the forest. This place is not what it seems. And then there's Jeff. He's had numerous encounters in the Triangle and has even seen a UFO. As it turns out, he's not the only one. My first stop is the Raynham dog track. Although deserted now, in the 1970s it was a hum of racing activity and the location of several unexplained sightings. Property manager Ron Baker was skeptical about the odd things going on, but something he saw one evening changed all that. So Ron, it was 1979 when you
Yes.
saw something. How
Yes.
old were you then?
I was about 19.
Okay. And what did you see?
Well, I was leaving work early that night. It was a slow night. And I was at the front of the parking lot, and I saw this wedge shape
Wedge.
overhead. And I have a picture here that a friend of mine drew up for me
Oh,
of exactly what I saw.
this is you.
Yeah, that would be me. But it was about just above the tree lines, maybe 300 feet.
So it's quite low?
And it was quite large. It was about the size of, I don't know, I say 2 football fields.
Wow, that's huge.
Quite large, quite large. And when it traveled over my head, you couldn't see it. It like blended in with the sky. It was very slow, so it took a while to pass over. No lights, nothing. It was just plain black. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to hear the back, because as it was going over my head, I wanted to hear if there was an engine. Because an engine would kind of tell me that it's intelligent life made that. And it had a humming noise coming from the back. So that kind of told me that there was something there.
So what do you believe was in it?
I honestly can't tell you. I really don't know. Was it one of ours, or was it from somewhere else? I have no idea.
Ron's image and account certainly sound convincing. In fact, the Triangle has long been famous for UFO sightings. Many of the UFOs were seen above the nearby Hockomock Swamp. Some believe this to be the epicenter of the Bridgewater Triangle. After his experience, Ron wanted to find out more.
A couple nights after my sighting, I went to the local pub. We call them gin mills down here, but and I went into the bar and had a beer, and I asked the bartender, "What can you tell me about the Bridgewater Triangle?" The bar was packed, and they were all talking and conversing, and as soon as I said that, the bar just went silent. I mean, you could hear a pin drop.
Really?
And I'm like, this is weird. Then I figured, well, I better drink my beer real quick and get out of here, because I don't want to be a part of it, you know. I mean, it's just the locals probably have heard about these stories, and they really probably don't want to talk about it.
Hopefully I'll find some locals who do want to talk about it, because after today, I've more questions than answers. What is going on in this area? Is it like the Bermuda Triangle, where the location plays a part? And does the Hockomock Swamp hold the key? It seems like a good place to look for answers.
It's been great to meet somebody who has seen something. I've firsthand heard a story of somebody who genuinely believes, and he's not a crackpot. He's a straight-up guy. He genuinely believes he saw something unexplainable. He didn't run to the media with his story. He didn't try and make money out of his story. In fact, he didn't tell his story for a long time because he just didn't think anyone would believe him, and he didn't want to be crazy. So this isn't an attention thing. So I believe he saw something. I just wish I knew what.
In the heart of the Bridgewater Triangle is the Hockomock Swamp, a huge wetland area that's legends and mysteries date back for centuries. The UFO that Ron saw was on the edge of the swamp, and that's not the only strange sighting to occur in the area. Joe DeAndre lives in the swamp and knows the place well. It was back in 1978 when he glimpsed a creature. He's agreed to take me back to where the sighting occurred and give me my first taste of the infamous Hockomock Swamp.
Well, my dear, this is the area where I saw the creature.
Joe was 24 years old and camping with friends when he saw something.
Exactly where did you see it? Help me understand.
Well, it was over there, let's see, right in that area, there's like a little opening. And I couldn't believe what I saw. I was in shock. And, you know, it was that Bigfoot creature, and it had long, dark brown hair all over its body. It was really tall. I mean, you know, no less than 6 feet tall, possibly 7. I kept staring at it in shock. I was like, oh, I believe this. Who's going to believe me?
So you were the only one who saw it then?
Yeah.
I'm liking Joe a lot, but he was the only witness. That does ring alarm bells.
Have you ever tried to look for Bigfoot again?
Yes, I've been looking for him ever since that day.
Do you think you'll ever see him?
I don't know. I hope so. At least one more time. And this time I want to see the face. I hope.
Joe dedicated his life to the search for Bigfoot, forming the Bridgewater Triangle expedition team. Armed with long rifles and cameras, they searched the swamplands in hope of another sighting. Although he never did see Bigfoot again, he did have another strange encounter.
Oh, my dear, this is the other spot. Mike and I and Wayne came here to hang around, get a campfire going, and, you know, Mike and Wayne went up that path over there to get some more campfire, you know, wood. And I decided to help out, so I says, oh, well, okay, I'm gonna walk in those woods, you know, and get some campfire wood. And I just kept putting the wood in my left arm, and as I kept going in, all of a sudden, when I went to reach for that last piece of wood, all of a sudden, halfway, I heard a sound like, really loud, vicious like that. And it's like, what the heck, you know? I don't scare easily, but I was very scared. I was like, what is that thing? And it wants to kill me, you know? It wants to tear me apart. So I pulled my machete out like this. I said, better than nothing. I backed up, you know.
That does sound terrifying. Kilometers from anywhere, in the middle of a swamp with a wild creature. And this time, Joe wasn't the only witness.
And then Mike comes out of there with Wayne, walks up the path and is like, what the hell was that? So I said, okay, we gotta get out of here. And Wayne was already walking up the dirt road. He didn't want to wait. We finally left the area, very carefully looking around. Nothing, you know, happened. Whatever it was, it didn't bother us. It just didn't want us there. And it was just observing us. But boy, when I got close to it, what a sound. I never heard anything so vicious in my life.
Who or what made that sound? It could have been any number of things, with wild cats and black bears roaming the swamp. Many dismissed Joe's claim. What would it do for you inside if you saw Bigfoot again?
I feel great. Well, if I got a picture of it, I feel better. But just seeing it, even without the photograph, would make me feel great, knowing that I was right. I did actually see it.
During the 1970s and 1980s, there were many sightings of the mythological ape. They ranged from almost certain hoaxes to incidents involving numerous witnesses and mass-scale police hunts. Yet despite these efforts, hard evidence is sketchy. But Joe continues to look.
Joe definitely believes that what he saw was Bigfoot or a creature like that, but I'm just not convinced. And it's not that I have to see something with my own eyes before I believe it, but you get a feeling, and I'm not getting that feeling about Bigfoot.
That said, I'm not willing to give up on Bigfoot just yet. As part of Jeff's paranormal investigations, he often carries out research. I've persuaded him to take me along on his next trip, exploring the area of the swamp where he's heard a recent sighting took place. Could this trip change my mind?
We just need a couple things.
We'll be looking for evidence that Bigfoot exists.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
An unusual print is a good indicator, so we gather supplies.
Think we got enough?
It's gonna be for a very big foot.
That's right.
Now, if we do find something, we can take a cast.
Oh,
Hey.
Oh. What's the project?
We're going on a hunt for Bigfoot. Looking into
Really?
the Bridgewater Triangle.
I know a little bit about that Bridgewater Triangle.
You do?
I actually had a elderly relative. We were right on the edge of the swamp. I used to bring her things on my motorcycle when I was a teenager, and she would say, "Where you going now?" I said, "I'm gonna take a ride in the swamp." She says, "If I were you, I wouldn't go there. You want to see something you don't want to see."
Did you ever?
I drove down, but I didn't go down any of the side roads. Drove down, kind of going real quick, turn around and get out. I had to go. Kids do that.
right.
If you find something, tell me, will you?
Will do.
Just never know.
Well, it seems Joe and Jeff aren't the only locals who believes there's something out there. Jeff thinks our best chance is to head to the heart of the swamp and the center of the triangle. This vast wetland is the largest freshwater swamp in Massachusetts, and at 69 square kilometers, is the size of Manhattan. The swamp is remote, awash with dense vegetation and treacherous undergrowth. It's a difficult place to navigate. No wonder many an explorer has gone missing. Combined with this place being huge, I wonder how we'll ever manage. But Jeff has the perfect solution.
If we're gonna find Bigfoot, we're gonna need a bird's eye view.
How much do you actually hold with this idea of Bigfoot, though?
There have been sightings going back decades. It's sporadic, it's not that often, but the reports do come in, and I just don't think they're all lying. So if he's out there, let's look. Let's look for signs. Let's look for large animal tracks. Let's look for anything that looks out of the ordinary. And from the air, something that big isn't gonna be able to hide from this.
Drones are used for everything these days, even Bigfoot tracking.
We can look down and get a real bird's eye view of everything that's happening.
So if there's something out there, there is so much space for it to hide in.
That's right. And we're hoping to get lucky. I'll show you where the last sighting was. It was roughly in this area. We're gonna take a look all around and see if we see anything weird. If you send this forward, you're gonna be sending the drone back toward us and we can scan the ground on the way.
It's kind of like a UFO.
Yeah, it does look pretty strange in the sky.
There's the river, trees. Come on, Bigfoot, where
So
are you?
come back a little bit. What's this big brown spot here? Right there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know,
Okay.
but
Yeah, a big brown patch right in the middle of all the green.
there's a little clearing there, and I don't know why. Okay, if we follow the river, it's going to be right in the Big Bend. It's not too far from here. I'd like to check that out.
Should we have a look?
We should.
Okay, I'm gonna let you bring him home.
All right, sounds good.
It seems technology could be the key. We follow the river heading in the direction of the strange clearing we saw from above.
Jeff, what is it that makes this place special? What happens here?
Well, Hockomock, it's an Algonquin word, the Wampanoag Native Americans. It means where spirits dwell. But the colonists called it Devil's Swamp. And you have to realize, during the King Philip War, it's pretty boggy in here.
Yeah.
During the King Philip War, the Native Americans would draw in the colonists in here because they had a tactical advantage. Look at it.
Yeah.
If you don't know the area, if someone's hiding behind a tree, they could jump out, they could get you. Blood has been spilled all over here.
The King Philip's War was an armed conflict between Native American inhabitants and English colonists. It was one of the bloodiest conflicts per capita in US history, with thousands of Native Americans and English soldiers losing their lives. However, the site remains sacred to the native Wampanoag tribe, even in current times.
There's definitely a spirit to this land, and those legends go back centuries. The Wampanoag talk about, strange troll-like creatures called pukwudgies. There's been dogs with glowing eyes. There's been thunderbirds, Bigfoot creatures, spook lights. All this strange phenomena that's been reported here again and again, even into modern times.
This idea of Bigfoot, I'm not really sure that I buy it. But this swamp, there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of brutal things, and there's a lot of stories. It does make me think, what's around the corner? What kind of thing does he eat?
That's a good question. It's easy to think we're the top of the food chain, but maybe we're not. We're not always the hunters. Sometimes we're the hunted.
I'm not sure I like the idea of being Bigfoot's dinner, but we found nothing so far to suggest I'll be on the menu. So we carry on to the clearing, scanning the ground as we go, looking for any sign that Bigfoot has been here.
Francesca,
Yeah?
there's something strange here.
That's huge.
I think we should take a cast of it.
Scientists discount the existence of Bigfoot because of the lack of physical evidence. Yet over the years, there have been a number of casts claiming to be prints from the creature. Is this another?
Find it? Yep,
Yeah.
still there,
Stay
good.
away.
All right.
Okay.
All right, this is starting to thicken up, so let's get this poured.
After 30 minutes, we're ready to check.
Is that ready?
It looks ready to me. You want to lift it out?
Okay.
Excellent. Look at that. Well done. Something made this print. This is what compels me to come out and do this.
Well, it does look like a foot. Could it be the Bigfoot? I hope it's just someone with big feet. Jokes aside, after a few hours in the Hockomock swamp, I can see why so many stories and legends have become associated with the area. Yes, it's beautiful, but it's also a tough environment to navigate. Without Jeff, I would have been completely lost and disorientated. I can see how the Native Americans would have used that to their advantage. I'll remain unconvinced about Bigfoot, but I am convinced that the natural geography of the triangle means this is a place that demands respect. Something else I have a healthy respect for is the spirit world. However, there's a long-dead Triangle resident who lacks respect, even for the living. Jeff takes me to see her grave.
Well, there's an old nursery rhyme. Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. And when she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. Lizzie Borden was accused of murdering with an axe her father, Andrew, and her stepmother, Abby Borden.
This double murder took place in the Borden family home. Lizzie, who was 32 at the time, had no alibi and was the prime suspect. It caused a media frenzy leading to the trial of the century.
All of the circumstantial evidence pointed to Lizzie as being the culprit.
So what happened?
She was acquitted, mainly because the all-male jury figured there's no way a woman could have been responsible for a crime like this.
And what do you think?
I think Lizzie did it. At the very least, I think Lizzie was an accomplice. Their house is right over here in Fall River. It's one of the most notorious haunts in all of America. You really need to check it out.
What do you mean by notorious haunts?
I mean, it's active. Stuff's happening all the time. People have strange reports out of there, sounds, sights, strange smells. Things are going on there. And you have to remember, 2 people were brutally murdered inside. It's just, that haunts you when you go in. You're gonna feel it when you walk in that house.
Although I've never seen a ghost, I'm open to the idea of the spirit realm, and I'm very keen to find out more about the Triangle's haunted reputation. The Borden home stands as it did, identical to the day in 1892 when the gruesome murders took place. And it's already starting to feel creepy. That said, the house is now open to the public, and it's where I'm meeting Luann Jolly.
Hello.
Hi.
Come on in.
A paranormal expert, she's had her fair share of ghostly encounters.
Got to admit, I'm quite nervous.
Really?
Coming in
You've
here.
heard a lot of things about this house?
I have, yeah.
It is very haunted. This is actually one of my favorite places to investigate in all of southeastern New England, just because it is so haunted.
She shows me to where Andrew Borden was murdered.
This right here is the sofa where they found his body with his head up there, and he took about 11 whacks to the face that day.
This crime is becoming real.
These photos here will actually show you how damaged his face was.
It's awful.
Those were devastating wounds. It basically caved in the whole entire side of his face.
You can see his skull, you can see everything.
Yeah, pretty gruesome.
To be able to do that to someone, it makes me think there must be something more there. There must be a story that no one knows about, to be able to act like that. Okay, that goes away to explain why there's something in this house.
A lot of things happen here, and I've witnessed a lot of things. I've recorded a lot of EVP here.
What's EVP?
EVP is electronic voice phenomenon, and I actually have some if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, definitely.
Researchers like Luann believe that the voices of the dead can be recorded and then played back.
I do record a lot of spirits here, and
Do you not find that just absolutely terrifying? The thought that something that we don't want to know is there and you can hear it.
there have been a few nights when I was working on audio that I did have a hard time going to sleep because they are creepy.
I've always thought that something could be out there. Will these ghost voices be the proof? I reluctantly go upstairs to the other murder scene.
My heart is absolutely pounding. And now it's started to get dark, which actually makes it a lot scarier. I'm a lot more scared than I thought I was going to be.
This is actually a photo of Abigail. That was Andrew Borden's second wife.
So it happened in the morning. Let me just get this straight. She was up here, she was murdered, and what, like an hour later, he was murdered downstairs?
Yeah. I also have some recordings that I recorded in this room if you'd like to hear them.
Are they?
Oh, yes. The first one that I recorded in here, I don't think it's very threatening, but I think it also throws a little light that maybe Lizzie didn't do it.
You think Lizzie didn't do it?
I'm not sure Lizzie did it.
Lizzie did plead not guilty, but many seem to think she did do it. Is there more to this story?
Okay.
Gives me shivers. It sounds like a voice, but I can't make out what it's saying.
I'm a good daughter, is what she's saying
You think?
now.
Can I hear it again?
You sure can. It's got that New England accent.
Oh, I've got to.
Yeah, I get that reaction sometimes, too. When I took this out of the recording, it was very surprising to hear that coming from this room where she allegedly killed her stepmother.
Oh, I feel kind of prickly. I am open-minded about spirits and ghosts, but do you know what? I actually feel lightheaded. I feel my hands are clammy where 5 minutes ago they were freezing cold. I wasn't expecting this at all. Genuinely, this feels very strange. It feels very strange.
I don't think anyone's ever quite prepared for Lizzie Borden.
That's for sure. Is Lizzie speaking to us from the grave?
This is probably one of the creepier rooms. We have even more creepy ones, though, too, if you're brave enough.
Brave enough or otherwise, Luann leads me back downstairs.
And you just want to push that button twice to get it recording.
It's one thing listening to ghost voices previously recorded, but the skeptic in me says that could be anything. What happens when I have a go myself?
If that didn't pick up the sound of my heart going thump, 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 then I'll be very surprised.
It was not what I was expecting. What are those sounds? The room was deadly silent whilst I was recording. Is it a scream, a voice, a growl?
I don't know why it sounds like that.
Oh my God.
Whatever it is, it sounds angry.
I'm literally like picturing something in the room just like...
I am a lot less skeptical than I was 10 minutes ago.
Well, you are in a house where a double axe murder happened, so it is kind of an uncomfortable place.
Luann's right, and the night isn't even over yet. It seems the longer I spend here, the more questions I have about what went on in this place. But Luann's got an idea of how to get some answers. Elizabeth Nowicki is a psychic medium. Through a séance, she'll try and communicate with the dead.
Francesca and Luann, we're going to begin, and I begin all the seances the same way. I have you introduce yourself to the spirits of the house.
I'm Luann.
I'm Francesca.
The spirits communicate through tapping, like twice for yes, once for no. If they choose the table tipping, we're just going to demonstrate. It'll actually tip, like literally tip. And that's the way. Whatever they're in the mood for, easiest, or whatever energy they can take from us, they'll do it. The first person who's coming on in, gonna address her is Mrs. Abby Borden. So Mrs. Borden, is it okay if we ask some questions?
I guess that's a yes, as the table moved on its own.
I'm not alone, she says, so that means her husband's gonna be coming on in. Does anyone want to ask a question?
In the very room he was murdered, I pluck up the courage to ask Mr. Borden.
How does he feel about his daughter being accused?
He can't believe it be true. That's his exact words. So, that's right. Can't believe it to be true. Oh, okay.
He doesn't think it was her.
He just can't believe it to be true.
I can't believe I'm actually having a conversation with someone who's been dead for 100 years.
What does Mrs. Borden think?
Mrs. Borden believes that Lizzie was involved in her murder and Mr. Borden's murder also. She says that Lizzie was involved, but she did not do it. There's a fourth person involved. Did she feel any remorse or pain as they were being butchered? This much, 0, because she felt they deserved it and she wanted her freedom.
So it seems like we're hearing from Lizzie herself now.
Why did she feel they deserved it?
She wanted her prison sentence of this house to be over. She suffered many, many years in the home. What are you feeling, Luann or Francesca, as far as energy goes?
Tingly, my hands are cold, but really clammy. Short breath.
But I managed to get out the question. What happened to Lizzie in this house?
How did she suffer?
Unnatural things went on in this home. And as a woman, she had no other way out. That's how she puts it. Unnatural acts.
Could that be a motive for murder? I and many other people think Lizzie did do it. Yet there does seem to be more to it. In truth, we'll never know exactly what happened in this house. But I think Lizzie Borden got away with murder. And as for ghosts, I did feel something in this room.
Do you know what? It scares me just to think about it and to talk about it. Something happened tonight that has spooked me so much that I'm afraid to go to sleep. And it has changed my mind, and I was not expecting that.
After an uneasy night, I'm ready to admit the hype around Triangle mysteries might be justified. And there's still more to discover. In addition to the paranormal, the area has a dark criminal past with many frightening cases.
Hey.
Francesca, hi, Alan.
How'd you do?
Good. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Many of these were investigated by Alan Alvers, a retired homicide detective. Such is the case of the New Bedford highway murders. In the late 80s, a serial killer was responsible for the deaths of 9 women. Their bodies found along the highways in the Triangle. Despite Alan's best efforts, no one has been convicted. But it's not just on the highway where dark activity was taking place.
Hey, welcome to the famous Freetown State Forest. Hope we get out of here alive because a lot of people haven't. We We found a lot of bodies here. We've all kind of different crazy things that happen. It's just a weird place. It's a magnet for crime and weird things.
More weird things, this time in the forest. It seems it could be linked to the mysteries of the triangle. Before we go further, I'd like some answers.
You're a retired homicide detective. You deal with facts. But do you think there's anything about this place that you can't put down to facts? Anything that's unexplainable?
There's some stuff that facts just didn't add up with things that happen here. You know, we talk about the highway murders and so forth, but 10 years prior to that in the forest here, we had busy with a satanic cult and devil worshiping and so forth. It was so brutal. Out here in the forest, we found a shack where they did their satanic rituals and so forth. And then we started finding animals with the blood totally drained out of them because they used to use it in their sacrifices. Then all of a sudden, they started with humans. And there was 3 homicides, 3 girls were murdered. One was decapitated, and they arrested a Carl Drew and a Robin Murphy, who were leaders of the cult.
I thought satanic cults and human sacrifices belonged in horror movies, not real life. Unfortunately, these weren't the only horrors in the forest.
And then at one time, we found another poor 15-year-old girl from Taunton, actually, Rainham area. And she was kidnapped and brought out here and subsequently murdered.
Some thought it was the satanic cult of the forest striking again.
I looked into it. It had nothing to do with the satanic cult. This incident anyway. This just happened to be this poor innocent girl, cheerleader. Yeah, just kidnapped and brutally killed.
Alan caught the killer who later died behind bars. Yet this case really got to Alan, and I can see why.
Yeah, she was tied to a tree. Let me go this way here. It was a much narrower tree than this, but she was tied with her hands behind her back. And her neck was tied to the tree like this. And as she shrunk down like this and hung. You okay?
To be able to do that to someone.
No, it's okay. You know, it's a sad thing. It makes me sad.
It is sad. Sad because it's real. Yes, I've been scared making contact with the spirit world and intrigued by the ideas of UFOs and Bigfoot. But the supernatural is one thing. This is different. This forest is frightening. Frightening in a tangible way. It's huge and disorientating. These killers use this landscape to their advantage. As I leave the forest, I'm struck by the notion. Alan has dealt with this area and its strange occurrences his whole career.
So what do you make of this phenomena, this thing that people call the Bridgewater Triangle?
The Bridgewater Triangle is real. The strangest and weirdest things happen in this area. You know, I could go on and on and on for the weird things that have happened in the Bridgewater Triangle. It's weird, it's dark, and some people say it's cursed, and I gotta tend to agree with them.
A curse on the triangle. Could that be the cause of everything I've seen? Or are some people just blaming the paranormal for these horrific acts? As my time in the triangle draws to an end, I've come to realize that the destruction and sadness in the area goes right back to the bloodshed in the King Philip War. This was a conflict where casualties were high, but there's one death that holds particular significance. For this, my final stop, I'm meeting Chief Black Eagle of the Wampanoag tribe. This is my last chance to unravel the mysteries of the triangle.
Hi, Francesca. Great to have you today here with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
For both a little bit of sadness and a little bit of joy. This is what we call Anawan's Rock.
It was named after Anawan, who was one of the last Native American war chiefs. He was camped out at this rock whilst holding out against the colonists, who eventually tracked him down.
And they caught Anawan off guard with his family and captured him. Anawan surrendered basically without a fight because he didn't want any more of his people to die.
Sadly, Anawan was later executed. The fate of the Native Americans was sealed.
This hill has a great significance to my people because it was the end of our nation as we knew it. So I'm very sad about what the history was. But on the same token, I'm glad to be here today and to tell the story. We continue to live on and we continue to keep our culture.
Black Eagle and his people have gathered today in this sacred spot to honor their dead. To this day, they're haunted by the suffering of their ancestors. For me, this suffering is the source of the triangle's dark past.
Being here now is all starting to come together. The Bridgewater Triangle is starting to make sense to me. I came into this very open-minded, but also very, very skeptical. Skeptical of the stories that I'd heard and the things that were happening here. But there has been too much for me to deny it. From the Lizzie Borden house and what I felt there, it was visceral, it was physical, it's not something I can explain. To the Satanism, the cults, the murder of that girl in the forest. But for me, it all ties together today, meeting this tribe, hearing what happened on this land. History has left a mark here, and I'm not sure if it can ever be washed away.